Welcome to the Foothills Wine and Cider Trail. Hello friends and family of YouTube, it's Travis again. And today's video is something a little different. We actually are doing the Foothills Wine and Cider Trail. It's 5 stops between Pigeon Forge and Townsend. And before I get too far into it, let me go ahead and give you directions to the first stop, and those are coming up right now. If you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you'll turn here at the light and make a left on Wares Valley Road. Get to the end of Wares Valley Road, you'll go across the intersection here to the other side. When you get up to this next light, make a right on Teaster Lane. So the first stop will be on your left. If you go up to Veterans Boulevard, you went too far like we just did, and you have to turn around. Alright, welcome back. So I'm going to try to give directions to each one of these, or at least give you an idea of where they're at. But the first stop, we actually went all the way to Pigeon Forge and worked our way backwards, and we'll end in Townsend. Alright, so we just finished the first stop at Tennessee Shine, which is here in Pigeon Forge, and we ended up going with the, what do we get? The blackberry wine. So we're trying to get one bottle at each stop, and we're not really wine drinkers, but so we're just doing the taste testings and getting some of the sweeter ones. And this is one of the sweetest that we tried, but also it's one that this is the only store I think that carries this one. So that's going to be the plan today, is try to get a bottle from each store that's kind of unique but also has a sweet taste to it. So now we're on to the next stop. All right, so we're turning right on Old Mill Avenue. Cider Company. It's over here on the right. We just gotta find a place to park. Alright, so the first stop that we did was Shine Wine in Pigeon Forge, and they actually were a distillery, so they had bourbon, whiskey, moonshine, and then they also had the winery, and we ended up getting a bottle of wine there. And then now we just left the Millbridge Hard Cider Company here in Pigeon Forge, so it's not that far of a drive, even though a lot of traffic, so it took us a few minutes to get here. But we actually got a bottle of hard cider, just trying to mix it up a little bit, and we got the Honey Ham Orange Honey Cider, which was by far the sweetest that we tasted. So both of them have free tastings, and both of those so far, they also had like wine slushies or cider slushies, and if you like really sweet stuff, both places they had great ones. They were like really awesome. So, but we're trying to limit ourselves, so we still got 3 more stops. But anyway, we got a bottle of wine at the first one, we got the hard cider at this one, and now we're on to stop 3, which is going to be over on Wares Valley Road. All right, so we are now leaving Pigeon Forge, turning from the Parkway back onto Wares Valley Road. This is stop number 3 It is listed as Shine Wine Wares Valley. The sign says that it is Tennessee moonshine. Alright, so we just finished at Tennessee Moonshine, which is listed as Shine Wine Wares Valley on our Foothills Wine and Cider Trail. So, you've got different tastings that you can do. They have the wine tasting, which is free. I think you get like 6 samples on that. It's $5 to do the moonshine, and I think you get probably like 8 of those. And then there's also bourbon, which I think is $8. Which we didn't do that one. I think maybe you get 5 samples on it. So we did the moonshine and the wine tasting, and then if you pay the $5 per person to do the moonshine testing, they take that $5 off of a purchase. So we actually got $10 off. And at this one, since we've already done the wine at the first one, we did the hard cider at the second one, we did moonshine at this one. So it's a little sample pack, 6 different flavors that we picked up, and I think it was $27.99 minus the $10 discount. So anyway, with tax and everything, it's still almost 21 bucks. But anyway, so we're gonna head over and grab some food real quick before we go on to the next stop. Stop number 4 on Wares Valley. It's the Cades Cove Cellars Winery. Alright, so we just finished stop number 4. That was the Cades Cove Cellars Winery on Wares Valley, and we ended up getting the pineapple cider at this one. Alright, so when you finish all 5 stops on the Foothills Wine and Cider Trail, you actually get a set of these glasses. So it does say Foothills Wine and Cider Trail on them. So they'll give you a card, and you just get you'll get a stamp at each one. So basically it looks exactly like this. Get all 5 stamps, and you get the free set of glasses. Alright, well, for some reason I forgot to do a video on what we ended up getting at our last stop at Cades Cove Cellars in Townsend. We actually ended up getting this warm winter mix. So you mix it with this, a dry red wine and some cranberry juice, and you heat that up, and it makes like a warm type cider almost. And this is the dry wine that we labeled it so we wouldn't forget it. But that's the dry wine that we got at Cades Cove Cellars. It's the Fall Bounty. That's what they recommended. And then here is the original wine that we got when we stayed at the Airbnb in Townsend. It is the Rustic Cabin Red. That's actually really, really sweet wine. Tastes like Welch's grape juice, actually. So that's probably the reason that we like it. But anyway, this was just kind of a summary of all the different things that we bought today over the tour. But I'll give you a recap here of the day here in just a second. The first stop was Shine Wine in Pigeon Forge. It actually had a selection of moonshine, whiskey, bourbon, and had a winery. So all we did was just the wine tasting there. and we ended up getting a bottle from there. Second stop was Millbridge Hard Cider, and that was also in Pigeon Forge, and they're very close to each other, so it's only maybe about 2 or 3 minutes apart, but it took a little longer than that just due to the volume of traffic. They actually had a winery and they had hard ciders. We got a bottle of cider from that one. Our third stop was actually on Wares Valley, and it was another one of the Shine Wine locations. I think this one was actually called Tennessee Moonshine, and they had the same. They had wine tasting there was free. They had a moonshine tasting, which I think was like $5, and then they had bourbon tasting. I don't know if it was $8 by itself or it was $8 for both the moonshine and the bourbon, but we only just did the moonshine. They had different flavors, so we actually got like, I think, an 8-pack of like different flavors of the small bottles of moonshine for like I think it's $27. Our fourth stop is the Cades Cove Cellars on Wares Valley, and it's located very close to the other stop on Wares Valley, but in between we actually went to the food truck park and grabbed something to eat in between those stops, number 3 and 4. But the Cades Cove Cellars there in Wares Valley, it's linked to the one that's in Townsend. That'll be our 5th and final stop. We've actually been there, but we did 4 of them today. We found the first one back when we stayed in Townsend in August, when we were riding electric bikes through Cades Cove and the Townsend area, and the Airbnb that we stayed at actually provided a bottle of wine that was included with our package, and we actually enjoyed that, so we stopped at the Cades Cove Cellar there in Townsend. They gave us the Foothills Wine and Cider Trail, so you get this, and if you stop at all 5, they give you a set of those glasses. So anyway, pretty cool little event if that's something that you're into. We're not really big wine drinkers, so this was kind of out of our normal scope, but we thought, you know, here it is, a Saturday in the fall, and the weather's nice, and we wanted to get out and do something a little different, so we thought we would go up here and try that out. So if you are in the area and that's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. You can go online and look up Foothills Wine and Cider Trail. It'll give you additional info of where all those stops are and the addresses. But hopefully you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I publish another video. But until next time, just keep walking.